favorite English proverb is, every man must row with the oars he's been given. And please listen to me. Your past has happened. Yeah, because yesterday's yesterday, right? It does not have to define your future. Your history is not your prison. Your wounds are not your chains. Yesterday's grave is not strong enough to bury you. Stop waiting for rescue. Nobody's coming to rescue you. No, I say still, regardless how hard you've been held, you've been hit, I say rise. Rise with trembling hands. Rise and pick up those oars. Hello, this is Dr. Dennis, and welcome to Honest Conversations, a platform where we do just that. Talk honestly about success, about the issues of life, success, achievement, relationships. We talk about attitude here. We're going to talk about faith. We're going to be talking about life, doing life. And today's topic, row. Row. Man, I wish I bought my oar. Row, like a little toy oar. Okay. My favorite English proverb, I'll start here. Favorite English proverb is, every man must row with the oars he's been given. Every man must row with the oars he's been given. Life is kind of like a river. We don't get to choose the terrain. We don't get to choose the direction of the river, the flow. We don't get to choose the speed. Our job is to row. It's like we're sailing on life's river and we're rowing. All we got to do is row. Did I choose? You guys have heard my story, a bit of my story. I think next week we'll delve deeper into it. But did I choose to be born in such a chaotic mess in the middle of Africa? I remember as we studied geography, we'd study geography. We used to the textbooks. Our geography textbook had characters from different parts of the world, But I vividly remember Robert of London, where we learned about England. And of course, being a British colony of British protectorate, Uganda was, spoke English. We had English governance. We had a parliament and that sort of thing. So the British system, British schools, Britain was the promised land. And I remember learning about Robert of London, and Robert did this, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I was born in London. So wished I was born in London. I'd have the perfect life. Born in London, we'd have breakfast and lunch and dinner and cups of tea and with marmalade and butter. It was, but I was born in Uganda. Uganda, didn't choose to be born in that chaotic mess in the middle of Africa, did I? Now, of course, I'm sure somebody will be thinking, hey, Africa, Uganda is not a mess. No. Okay, trust me. The British called it the Pearl of Africa. It used to be amazing. But when I was born, it was not amazing. It was a place to run away from. Trust me, if I had a choice, I would have chosen England. I've chosen Australia, and today, never been more famous, the most famous country on the face of the earth, America, United States of America. And I'm honored to be based out of America today. It is a beautiful country. But you don't get to choose where you're born. You don't get to choose, hey, God is thinking of you, bringing you to earth. You don't get to say, God, hey, please, Bahamas. God, Bahamas. We don't get to do that. The only choice you have, the only choice I had was how I would respond to the rough start, my tumultuous environment. 3 scenarios as I'm thinking about unpacking this. Scenario number 1, Bethany. Let's call her Bethany. Bethany loses both her parents. She is in the foster care system, raised by this man who molests her. She's brutally molested. Bethany. Then there's John, scenario number 2. John is a farmer, large family, One of this season has unusually long rainy and unusually long rainy season destroys his entire crop, and he's ruined. What is he going to do? Feed his family. What is he going to do? That's all he knows. He's a farmer. All he knows is plant beans. That is a bean farmer. Good at it, but this year, no crop. Zero. Julie is a widowed woman, widowed at 25 years old, young widow. She's alone, struggles to raise 2 children. Her husband left her a little home that is a devastating flood, and the home is washed away. Question again, do these 3 people, Bethany, John, Julie, do they have a choice concerning these circumstances? Meet them now, their past would tell the story. But that past is not nearly as important as how they're supposed to respond to it, how they better respond to that crazy past. The way they see their future is important. Bethany must forge ahead despite her trauma. John must figure out how to recover and go at it again, plant some more crops. I don't know, go find somebody to loan you some seed so you plant again to recover. Figure it out, John. Julie must pick up the pieces of her life, find a new home, somehow remarry, maybe, I don't know, raise a kid. Figure it out, Julie. John, Julie, Bethany must figure it out. Yeah, but what if I can't, Dennis? Well, yeah. What if I'm, like, for example, pigmentation. You're black. If you're black, what are you going to do about that? And you don't want to be black? Sorry. If you're short, one of my best friends is very short. What you going to do about that? Nothing. No. Blacks will stay black no matter how much they bleach their skins. And we do have that in Africa. We have black girls. Actually, sometimes my white friends are surprised when I tell them, actually, in Africa, if you're black and you want to be prettier, more beautiful, bleach your skin. This is when I was younger. Things change. But when I was younger, yes, it was admirable to have lighter skin. Okay, but my white wife here, yeah, I've got a white wife. Ingrid is white. I joke that she's so white, she doesn't even tan. She just burns. Ingrid can't change her pigmentation no matter how long she stays in the sun. Short people, my short friend, cannot add an inch to her height, whatever she does. Yes, much as we might like to, we cannot change our past. We cannot write our history. You cannot undo yesterday. Yesterday is what it is. There are no U-turns, there's no redos. But please listen to me.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying today's episode of Honest Conversations. My name is Josh. I'm the producer of this podcast. And today I want to tell you about Patreon. Patreon is the best way to support what we're doing here at Honest Conversations. And if you head on over to the link on your screen or in the description box below, you'll see that we have many different tiers. We have the front row, we have backstage, and we have off the record. Those tiers have benefits under them, and those benefits are our way of saying thank you for your support. Today I want to talk about the backstage tier. On that backstage tier, you have 3 benefits. First is access to the episodes earlier than everybody else. Second is a suggestion box. You can suggest future episode topics. And the third one is a new thing that I want to talk to you about, which I haven't talked to you about in the previous episodes, which is monthly Q&As. Basically, every single month, we will have these live streams with Dr. Dennis after maybe a collection of 4 or 5 topics each month, and we'll talk about those things in depth. You have the opportunity to ask questions about that or anything that really goes on in your mind in the realm of honest conversation. So if you're interested in that, or you just want to support what we're doing here on this podcast, head on over to the link in the description or on your screen. And now back to the episode.
Please listen to me. Your past has happened. Yeah, because yesterday's yesterday, right? It does not have to define your future. Yesterday doesn't have to become tomorrow. Yes. Because again, yeah, because think about it. Because if you allow yesterday to be or determine tomorrow, is yesterday, or has yesterday become tomorrow? So, yeah, just because you were broken, and I mean this with all sincerity, in my job, I am so honored to be sent to some of the most broken people on the face of the earth. I do broken people. I serve broken people. I serve messed up people. My job as a minister, as a counselor, as a helper is to go down and just cry with the devastated. So I say this with all sensitivity. Just because you were broken, just because you were betrayed, he cheated on you, she cheated on you, she went behind your back, stole the contract. Just because you were abandoned, just because you were addicted, doesn't mean that you're finished. Your history is not your prison. Your wounds are not your chains. Yesterday's grave is not strong enough to bury you or bury the fire of tomorrow. Come on. See it again. Yesterday's grave is not enough to bury the fire of tomorrow. Well, so you don't understand, Dr. D. Mine was hard. I got divorced, yeah, with 2 kids, yeah. Mine, everything was burned down. This is all that my husband left me. Mine, I was abused so much. So, in fact, I know somebody whose daughter was abused so much that she lost her. She became handicapped as a result. Shame. So okay. No, I say still, regardless how hard you've been hit, I say rise with trembling hands, rise and pick up those oars. Pick up those oars, trembling hands, pick up those oars. Whatever shape they might be. Yeah, but they're cracked, doesn't matter. But mine are small, doesn't matter. Mine are splintered, doesn't matter. Pick them up, grab them up. Stop longing for someone else's oars. Again, remember, devastation, life's dealt you that. Boom, you wake up and you go, there's oars. But you look across the pond or the lake and, man, I like those oars. I like they're better oars. Can I have those ones? Can I have this one, please? No, we don't get to do that. You're in the middle of the ocean. Right, middle of the seas. So stop longing for someone else's oars. I've had my fair share of that, you know. You may be listening to me thinking, yeah, you know what, though, man, if I had your life. I've had people here who say, you know, because I do Q&As around the world, you know, Dr. Dennis, you know, I wish I was like you. And I'm thinking, I don't know that you want to be 7-year-old Dennis. Yeah. 50-year-old Dennis, you want to be that one. Yeah, that one's got master's degrees and doctorate degrees and written books. And the Dennis today, that's a global leader. And blah, blah, blah. The Dennis of yesterday, no, you don't want to be me. You don't know the oars that I was given. So stop. This is big. A bit hard maybe. Stop longing for someone else's oars. Stop weeping in the middle of the sea, because there's that too. Stop it. Stop it. A friend of mine wants to write a book called Stop It. Yeah, stop. Here. Stop cussing the current. Stop waiting. Oh, how about this? Stop waiting for the rescue. Stop waiting for rescue. Nobody's coming to rescue you. Yes, God will respond by creating connections, which is what we're going to talk about at a certain point. Relationships. God wants to bless you. He sends a relationship. The devil wants to destroy you, hurt you. He also sends a relationship. Now, someone's going to say, I don't believe the devil. Okay. Yeah. Well, so 4 things. These are brutal. This is Denicisms. Okay, call them that. Stop longing for someone else's oars. Stop weeping in the middle of the sea. Please. Stop cursing the current. I want smooth. You don't get to stop fixating on that. Stop waiting for rescue. This is your boat. This is your river. This is your fight. Through the wind, through the chaos, through the questions, through your hell. Row. But it's too late for me. No, sir. No, ma'am, it's not. Again, although you cannot change a single whisper of your past. I can't change where I was born. I can't change my blackness. Hey, have I wished I was white? Yes. Tons of time. Because you look at the screen and you're like, man, white people have it better. Until I met some white people. Oh, you think, okay, white people don't have it. Oh, wait, man, but you know what? Yellow people, they call them, some people say, don't call them yellow. Well, historically, that's why they've been yellow skins, the people in the East. They've loved it better. They're better. Well, you go, and then because we're looking like, oh, the Japanese are amazing. Yes, but have you tried to live in Japan? Have you tried to pick up their O's? Their O's look good, but if you try to live in a culture where you must look a certain way, must line up or else. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah. You know what? The Swedes and the Scandinavians, I've been around the world, 6 continents. I'm telling you, everybody's got it bad. And I'm here to say, everybody's also got it good. So it's not, no one, this is big, everybody has oars. And no oars are perfect. This is big. No oars are perfect. So, you cannot change a single whisper of your past. You cannot affect what's happened. But tomorrow, that's a different case. Tomorrow's a clean slate. Tomorrow is spotless. Tomorrow is unwritten. Tomorrow is untouched. What you write on it is entirely up to you. So I say it again, my friend. Pick up your oars, clench your jaws, set your face like flint, and for the love of God, you just row. One of my favorite authors, thinkers, James Allen, writes, a man cannot directly choose his circumstances, but he can choose his thoughts, and so indirectly, yet surely, shape his circumstances. I want to say that again. A man or woman cannot directly choose his circumstances, his or her circumstances. We don't choose our circumstances, but we can choose our thoughts, which is why we like here honest conversation talk about attitude. That's habits of thoughts. Well, you can choose the way you want to think. You're going to think about your circumstances. And so, James says, and so directly, yet surely, shape your circumstances. Great King Solomon writes, I love this. As a man thinketh, so is he. That's a good one to actually every day, every morning. You think, in fact, the thinking shapes the size of your future, your sizes of your thought. The size of your thoughts affects what you become. This is not, easy believism. No, but it's how you think. your thinking. In fact, transformation. You know what God did in my life? He didn't change my circumstances. He changed what I thought about them, how I thought about them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our honest conversation. If something stirred in you today, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with somebody, friend, neighbor, wife, spouse. Tell your wife, hey, tell your husband, hey, honey, wait, you gotta play this. Let me share it around the world. Let's keep the conversation going. Any questions? You got questions? Yeah, shoot them. Come on. You got thoughts? Send them. Feedback? Send it. Leave a comment in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Remember to subscribe right there. Why? So you don't want to miss an episode. Because every week, boom, 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 we're coming. And I am Dr. Dennis. I'll see you next week right here on Honest Conversations. God bless you. Bye.
Wow, what an awesome podcast episode. Row with the oars you've been given. Here at Honest Conversations, our heart is that you listen to this podcast and you go out into the world and have your very own honest conversations. And so we have this thing called Honest Conversation Starters. We think of questions that help facilitate that conversation. And so here is this week's question. What oars have you been given and are you using them? In the context of the episode, oars are those things that we didn't really choose, but are things that we have to live with. The country you're born into, the family that you have, the parents that you have, the race that you are. Those things you didn't choose, but the things that you have to live with. Maybe even circumstances that you didn't necessarily choose, but things that are relevant in your life. And so think about those things and realize that you have no control over that, but you always have control over the way that you respond. So that is the heart of that question. I hope you have a fruitful conversation with this Honest Conversation Starter. Thank you so much for everybody who listened or watched this episode of our podcast. We're so grateful for your support, and most especially to our Patreon members, to those that monetarily give that help keep this podcast going. We're so grateful for you. And in fact, if you're an off-the-record Patreon member, if you're on YouTube or watching the video on Spotify, you should be seeing your name on the screen right now. That is just one of the benefits of being a Patreon member, especially those at the top tier off the record. We give a shout out to you every single episode because we're just so grateful that you help us keep this podcast going. If you're interested in being a part of that community, there's a link on the screen. It's also in the description box below. But that is it for this week's episode of Honest Conversations. We're so grateful that you join us on keeping this conversation going. Thank you so much once again, and we'll see you again next week for another episode of Honest Conversations.